見ろ、様子がおかしいぞ。なんだありゃ。
落ち着け。こいつは紫外線の照射を浴びているのだ。動けん。
なんか音が。角が。
まさかこいつ目覚めている。紫外線の照射量をもっと大きくしろ。血と脳症で紫外線の照明を影にした。ワム目覚めたまえ、我が主たちよ。
Hello everyone, today I'm going to talk about the laser ship Omen Navy Issue, why I like it and how I fit it for PvE and PvP. Omen Navy Issue, or ONI, is an Amarr T6 cruiser. It has excellent maneuverability and decent damage output. Here is a trade description of Omen Navy Issue. You can get the bonus of 10% reduction in medium laser capacitor need and 3% reduction in medium laser activation time for each level of the advanced medium laser operation. This means that your medium laser would use less capacitor per activation. In the meantime, with the activation time reduction, you also shoot faster, dumping more DPS. Adding both reduction up, with the bonus you get more DPS with less capacitor consumption, which is very good. Besides that, you also get 5% Inertia Modifier reduction, 5% scan resolution improvement, and 5% sensor strength increment. Now the 5% sensor strength increment is not useful in game, and the scan resolution and sensor strength bonus is the same for all 4 Navy Issue T6 cruisers. But the Inertia Modifier reduction actually means your ship is more maneuverable because it can gain speed faster. Here is the formula and a rearrangement of the formula. It's hard to tell by the first look, but in short, the smaller the inertia modifier, the faster your ship accelerates. An interesting thing is, if you compare the inertia modifiers between frigates and cruisers, or cruisers and battleships, the more massive the ship is, the inertia modifier is actually the smaller. A frigate might have it 100 times of the inertia modifier to that of a cruiser. This also means that if you put on armor plate, if you put on modules that makes your ship heavier, your ship actually accelerates slower. Compared with other T6 cruisers, for example Caracol Navy Issue and Mauler, the Omen Navy Issue has better max capacitor recharge rate and a smaller signature radius, means it's harder to get hit, and the better scan resolution means it's easier to lock targets, and the best inertia modifier while being the medium mass. If you want to upgrade to the faction cruiser Phantasm, the Omen Navy Issue shares exactly the same bonus skill requirements. Now let's take a look at the PvP build. For high slots, I use all Centron C-type medium pulse laser. This has shorter range, but better DPS and better tracking speed. But to be honest, the medium laser has the worst tracking speed in all 3 kinds of turrets. The good thing is, the medium pulse laser is the cheapest in all of them. As you can see, the price is pretty low. And in mid slot, I got a basic guidance disruptor to fight against smaller frigates or destroyers with missiles. Because missiles has the longest range in small weapons. And this interruptive warp scrambler, this can shut down the enemy's micro warp drivers. Actually, with this you can shut down small fast ships pretty easily, and then you can use the status web fire to slow the speed down a little bit more, so that you can hit them with a tracking speed of the medium laser. In the low start, we have a dealer meta level 5 micro warp drive, and the Centron C-type heatsink is also very cheap. It's only like 4 million ISKs. And then I have this spare C-type armor repair and adaptive hardener I retired from the Prophecy. For the rigs for combat, I basically use the level 1 rigs for the firepower and shoot speed, and engineering rigs I use the navigation rigs to the prototypes you can get in everyday reward logging. One for maximum capacitor increment, the other for the maximum speed increment. When everything is activated, the tracking speed is 47, the activation time is 3.2 seconds. It actually shoots very fast. When it's coded at 3.9 seconds, it's like half second slower. And looking at the capacitor, we are staying stable at 50% with the micro warp drive. This will not be stable if you turn on all the lasers, because they consume a lot of capacitor. All in all, like, the ship is quite nimble, quite fast, and for a cruiser is actually a pretty good ship for PvP. Here, when we were at the gate, we check what kind of ship others are like driving, and then we check the local and found a raid name. Basically means this guy is a pirate. He just did something illegal, and we are free to attack him. So I checked the history of this player. It's only been playing the game for 22 days, so I think it's pretty safe to go against him. So I started by searching all the beacons. First by going to the sun, then looking at each planet, and then maybe just take a look at the anomalies. The reason we are checking all these different beacons is because for an illegal player, he's probably not being able to go through the gates. So he's strapped in the system, and there's no station for him to dock, and basically it's hard for a criminal to dock. So we are sure that he's somewhere, and since he's a criminal, he probably is not doing any mission in this system, that there is no safe place for him to hide. We just need to find him and kill his ship. So I started from the anomaly with the lowest level, because the enemies are weaker there, so it's probably the pirate is just resting there. But unfortunately, there's nobody here. But the good thing is a Korax trainer just jumped in after I've been here in the anomaly for a while. So I think maybe this is something. Let's approach it. He has enough time to escape, but if he does not escape, I would just shoot him down. So we first activated all the lasers because they have the highest range in all the equipment I have. And then I try to activate the Scrambler to stop him from warping away. The Scrambler is only 13 kilometers in range, so and it's very hard to keep a range when you're orbiting or approaching a smaller ship when you have a micro-warp drive activated. So this ship is not a ship for you to go and hunt other small ships actively. You basically go out there, look for prey or other pirates that are actively attacking other people, and then you will have a pretty good fight because you want both sides to engage. With this build, you don't have a warp disruptor. If you want to aggressively go against other ships, you should replace the missile misguidance with a long range, something like a Predator disruptor, to be able to stop people from warping away in a longer range. For PvE, take an example of a news encounter. All you need to do is just swap out whatever long range disruptor or weapon disruptor with a target panther, and you're good to go. To compensate the low tracking speed of medium laser, you need this Trinity mid module. They're the Warp Scrambler, the Webifier, and the Target Panther. What they can do is allow the low tracking speed weapon to actually hit small targets and fast targets. When you are doing PvE, the elite frigate or frigate with micro-warp drive might be able to opt you and avoid all your turret attacks. So it's very important to have the 3 mid-slot modules. The Target Panther increases the signature radius of your target, makes it easier to hit the target. The Warp Scrambler disables micro-warp drive, shut down the speed bonus of the small fast enemies. The Webifier also slows down the enemy by like about 50% speed. This allows your turrets, in this case the medium laser turrets, easier to catch up with the fast moving targets and hit them with higher damage. But with these Trinity settings, you basically cannot stay stable when you activate all the lasers, so you have to do some capacity management when doing PvE, like turning on, turning off micro-warp drive, adjusting your armor repairment and hardener. And if there is no such small fast moving frigates in the mission you're going to do in the encounter, you can actually replace one of the Trinity modules with something like medium NOS, so that you can get power from the enemies.
Another one. Ay, 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 ay.